First thing we need to do is get our instructions. So we're going to go to Downloads, and yours is going to say Computers, mine doesn't say that, and we're going to go find the instructions for the calendar project. It's under the section called Instructions, and it's right there, Calendar Excel Project, and we're going to download it. File, Save As, and put it on our desktop. So now we have our instructions. We can close this. We need to open up Excel. Fix that. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we have our instructions over here and Excel over here. Here we go. There we go. And you're going to have to bounce back and forth. So the first thing we're doing is we're starting here with step 1, creating the days. So mark off 10 rows and 14 columns, which is A to N. Put a border around this range. Use the border button here, or you can always right-click Format Cells Borders, which would be right-click Format Cells Borders. And then it says change the column widths to 0.8 and the row heights to 0.40. Column widths, to change them, you mark the columns, you hold down the mouse, mark the columns, and on this gray area here, you right click and you can change the column width. 0.8. And the row height, same thing, highlight the rows with the gray area, then right click Format Cell Row Height, 0.40. Okay, next it says box off each set of 4 cells with borders. So each set of 4 cells. And to make this quicker, I'm just going to copy, right-click, copy, right-click, paste, and there's one section. Now I need to do the other, so I'll just copy that and paste it. Now I have 2 done. Now I'm going to take those 2, copy those. Now I have 4. Oops. Now I have 3. I should have had 4. I made a mistake. So I'll just copy these 2. Copy and paste. So now I have 5 weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each is 7 days. Each day is made up of 4 cells. All right, step 1 is done. Step 2, insert label. So we're inserting 3 rows at the top. So we're going to go to the top, and we're going to sit on the first row, right click, insert, 1. Let me do that again, undo. So if we do this, we hold it down and do 3, then we right click and insert, it gives us 3 rows all at once. You can do 1 row at a time, but you can do all 3 at once. Type into the first cell of the first row your name, such as Leslie's calendar. So in the first row, you're going to type in the name. Now make this font bigger. It says merge and center across the row, but you can also make it bigger. Some of these, it doesn't matter what order you do them in as long as you do it. See, once you make it bigger, it automatically makes the row wider for you. So let's make that a little bigger. And now I merge across all the cells all the way A through N, and I hit merge here, and it merges it and centers it. Change the font, I did that. Then type in the first cell of the second row. So now we're going to the second row, and this is where you're going to put in February. Now, before we do that, very important, underline, you must change the format of the cell to text first. So right-click, Format Cells, go to Number, change it to text, and say OK. This prevents the February from printing out wrong. So February, make sure you spell it correctly. And again, make this taller. And it automatically makes the row wider, and now you merge it across the center. And then it says for the third row, in the third row, new row below this one, add labels for every 2 cell columns and merge each set of 2. This is for the weekday labels, Sunday through Saturday. So these 2 here, this is Sunday. And we're going to merge those. And I'm going to put a border around those. And copy. You can use the copy button, or you can right-click copy. I use a kind of a combination of both. And see, now I have 2 done. I'm going to copy those 2 and paste. So now I have 4. You just double. And now I need 3 more, so I'm going to take 3 of them, copy, and paste. So now I have all 7. That's a shortcut secret. So now then all I have to do is change this to Monday, and this to Tuesday, and this to Wednesday. Make sure you spell things right. You can put the whole word, or you can just abbreviate. However you want to do it. You can put it in all caps. However you want to do it. You can do S, just the first letter, S, M, T, W, T, F, S, whatever you want to do. It's your calendar. All right, and you can put borders around these 2. And now you are done with the framework, which was the first grade. And this is where you would save this. And we should have saved it at the very beginning. My mistake, first time. Usually you should start by saving at the very beginning. But since we didn't do that, we'll do it now. Kent calendar desktop, and we're saving it. And then I need to make a copy to turn in. File, save as. And now I'm going to save it as a PDF. And I'm going to turn that one in. Whoops, I forgot something. This is my first time doing a video, so I'm learning. I got to do everything in order. Sorry about that. First, I got to prep it for printing. Look at this. I got to mark the range. So you start at the bottom usually, or you can start at the top. And you mark all the cells that you want to show. And then you got to go to File, Print Area, Set Print Area. And then File, Print, and check to see that it's right. No, it's not right. See, 1 of 2. It needs to be on 1 page. Always check it before you turn it in. So I'm going to go to Page Setup here, change it to Landscape, say Fit to 1 page tall. I'm in this one. And let's center it under Margins, horizontally and vertically. Now look, it's centered, it's on 1 page, it's landscape, we can PDF it right here. Save as PDF, Kent Calendar, desktop, and let's see. All right, let's look and see if it's on our desktop. Right there it is, Kent Calendar. It's this one. That one was the one I made that was a mistake. Oops. Okay, and here's the let's make sure that's the wrong one. Both of those were wrong. This is the right one. Yeah. And here's the instructions. And I accidentally deleted the Excel, didn't I? This is the one. Yep. That's how you take things back out of the trash can. All right, guys, this is fun. You're seeing me make mistakes, but we learn from our mistakes. So here's the original. That's the XLS. It says it right there, and here's the PDF. Now, we'll go through how to turn it in at the end, but you turn it in both parts the same exact way. All right, so now this is to do the second part. We're going to go back into our file. It's already open. That's why it was telling me it was already open. All right, so now we want to finish it. So we start here on Wednesday because Wednesday is when the first started, the first day. So we put a 1 in there. And we're on the instructions right here. We're down here on step 3, adding the dates and activity. In the upper left cell, put the day number and center and enlarge it. Okay, so right here, upper left cell, day number, and enlarge it. So this is the first day of the month. February 1st was on a Wednesday. Now we want to center it. Use your centering tools. And I'm going to change the color of my number to blue. And I need to put a number on each day. And I can just keep going through and pasting. And I got a whole week done. What can I do? Make it quick. Copy, paste, and let's do that again. And then February ends on Tuesday, so I only need 3 days here. So copy, paste. So now I have my 28 days. You just change the days, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. Now, these 3 days before and 4 days after that are left over, it says down here in the instructions, you decide what to do with the blanks. So you can black them out, you can shade them out, you can put pictures in them, you can put words in them, you can do whatever you want. Actually, I think I'm going to use my blue. I like blue. Blue's my favorite color, I think, sometimes. All right. Ooh, that's too much. Too much blue. So let's change this to light blue. How about this? Let's make it pretty. Checkerboard. All right. So then now it says over here, in the upper right cell, put an image or clip art, make it fit. So you may have to go on the internet and find an image. You want an image that represents something you're doing that day, something you're going to do that day. This is a planning calendar. What am I going to do that day? I know some of these days have already passed, but pretend like it hasn't, and you're planning the day. And I know you go to school on weekdays, so what are you going to do after school? Or on some of them, you could actually put go to school. But let's find an image. So we go to Insert, Clip Art, or we can go on the internet, find a photo, and save the photo to our desktop. So I'm going to do, first I'm going to go, oops, wrong spot. Cancel. Insert, Clip Art. That's what I'm going to do. Clip Art Gallery. And I'm going to look for a photo, let's say, I'm going to the doctor. Here we go. Here's a picture of a doctor. I'm going to the doctor. So I'm going to put insert and click that picture. Now there's a picture of my doctor. And I'm going to make the picture smaller. Oops, went too quick there. Undo, best button of all. All right, so now we're making him smaller, really small. And, oops, not that small. Now you can be creative. Since this doctor picture is horizontal, vertical, I'm going to just put him right there, but I'm going to still merge, because the next step says to merge the lower two cells for each day. In each cell, put a very close description. So I'm going to still merge those two cells, and I'm saying go to doctor, and I can make the words go to the right so that they don't interfere with the doctor. So you have to just think about these things. How am I going to make this work? And use your tools here, bold. I'm bolding the word, and I centered it. So there's the first day. The second day, let's find a picture on the internet. Let's say I am going to the supermarket after school with my parents. So supermarket images, here we go. I like this one. Let's pick this picture. So we're going to save images. Where's it? Save image as to our desktop. And now it's on our desktop. We need to check to make sure it's there. There's our image. And I'm going to go here, insert photo, picture from file, and I go to desktop on the left here, and my image should be right there. There it is. Click insert. So now I have my image. I got to shrink this thing. This is big. So we just grab the ends of it and just keep shrinking it. Got to just use the corners, use the dots, and keep shrinking it. Then you just grab and we got to go much smaller. And then once you get it to as small as you want, you just move the photo into the spot. Now, if you want to make your whole thing bigger so it's easier to use, go up here and change your view. And that way you can be looking at one day at a time. And notice here at the bottom, I can move this over here and move this is where you move your worksheet back and forth. And you can move it up and down right here. These are those scroll bars that you learned about. All right, so now here I need to put something. I'm going to merge those two cells, merge. And I'm put supermarket shopping and center it. You can wrap the text if you need to. If it's really long, let's say it's a really long one. You need to wrap the text so that it fits, wrap text, like that. You can also use italics if you want. You can change the color of your fonts. And so every day on the calendar you need to do a picture, a number, and a description. And they don't have, you could even put the picture here and put the words there if you want, as long as you have. You could even put your number in the first, or you can arrange it differently. You can put your number in any cell you want, as long as it's consistent. You can't have number 1 here, and then number 2 here, and number 3 here. The number needs to be in the same corner every single time. Other than that, the pictures and the words can be a little different. So let's take a look at this. Let's see what we got so far. Oops. And I want to add some color here. I'm going to take this. I want to change this. This is not centered. It doesn't look centered. Nope, it's not centered. There we go. All right. Now I want to take this. I'm going to make this dark blue, but I'm going to make the words white then so that they show up. And here I'm going to change this to a blue font. I just got this old blue theme going on, don't I? And a light blue background. And I'm going to be creative here with these. Blue and black combination. And make the words white. And make the words blue here. And you know what I need to do is I need to make all of the words bold. And let's make them bigger. And how about a background here? You can make a background for each of the cells. Let's do a little, let's try gray. Is that too much? Gray's not that, I don't like gray. Let's try it again, undo. Let's try a different color. Maybe a light green, would that go well? There, light green. Light green, let's make all of Wednesdays light green, how about that? Wednesdays will be green day. Fridays will be pink day. And Mondays will be yellow days. Oops. So you can have a lot of fun with your calendar, changing the colors. Oh, let's change the borders. Remember I told you you could change borders. So I'm going to put the weekends as having special borders. So let's go to Format Cells, and you can change the borders. I'm going to put the weekends in dashed lines. How about that? Because I love my weekends. I'm going to change the color to red. So I'm highlighting weekend in red dashed borders. Or at least I'm doing Saturdays. Oh. Just going to do Saturdays for now. Okay, so that's how it's done. Use your fonts, your borders, your different fonts, your different borders, your different colors. Make sure you use your centering tools. Make sure you have all the days, and then make sure the number is consistent in the same corner on every day. Make sure your day's right, that the Wednesday is the first. Do something creative with the leftover days. And I think you have everything you need. Just remember you got to do all 28 days with a picture and a description. And try not to use the same ones over and over. You can use a couple of them the same ones over. Again, then when you're ready, you shouldn't have to do it again as far as setting the print area, but you can if you want, just to make sure it's going to look right. Go to print. Now you can also go here to the layout thing, the layout ribbon, and do a preview to see what it looks like. The red doesn't look that great, does it? Ugh. I was just showing you anyway. So always preview your work before you turn it in. Make sure it's one page. Make sure it's centered. Then you know you're turning in the right thing. All right, so now I'm going to save this. It's already on my desktop, so I can just simply go save. But a safe thing to always do is File, Save As, just to make sure. All right. And since I'm done, I'm all done, I want to make a PDF, File, Save As. Whoops. PDF. And this is my PDF. Oh, it's going to say, do I want to replace it? No, I want a new one. So I'm going to say cancel. This is the final. The other one was part 1. This is part 2. So this is part 2, and this one was part 1. Let me rename that. All right, don't need this picture anymore, delete. And so there's part 1, part 2, my Excel file, the original. If I have to go back and fix it or change it, I can go back to it, and those are the instructions. All right, I'm going to close this. Oops. And quit Excel. You can quit down here. Sometimes you may have to do a forced quit. All right, now let's go into Safari and go to Jupyter and log in. Now, to load it into our file locker, go to File Locker, Upload New, select from this computer, and everything that's here is now there because we're clicked on desktop. You got to be clicked on desktop. So I need to save all of it. I need to save my original. That's first. So now if I have to go back and change my assignment because I made a mistake, I have my original. Now I go back to select from this computer, and there's part 2 and part 1. I'm going to put those in there. And then what do? You delete everything off your desktop when you're done. Now, let's pretend it's the next day and you want to come back and you want to use this file again. I made a mistake, I want to fix it, or Mr. Kent told you that you needed to go back and fix it because you made a mistake, or like you're doing your word log journals, same thing, you want to go back and add a new word log. So you click on it, download it, and it's going to be right here in your downloads folder, the little arrow down. It's going to be the top one. So open it. And this little white window that pops up is just annoying, so we just close that. And you can hit cancel there. You don't need that anymore. So now it's open again. Here it is, right back where the way I left it. Let's say I want to change something. I want to get rid of these red. I want to get rid of those red ones. Let's change those to blue. Format cells, border, blue, blue. So now my Saturdays are blue dashed instead of red dashed because I decided I wanted to change that. Now, there you go. So now I need to save it again. File, save as. Desktop, and close it. I'm not done with it. I may have to come back tomorrow, add something to do, change it. So I need to upload it again. But now, before I do, I already see it's right there. This is my new one. This is my old one. Let's get rid of the old one first. Delete it. Now upload the new one. Sorry, that was my phone. All right, so now it's all saved in there. Now, how do I turn it in? Do I turn it in here? No. Do you see calendar project there? No. If it's not listed here, look on the grades. See, this thing is unreliable. That's why I told you in the promise assignment, don't use that. So we go to grades. Go to grades here. You're going to find the assignment. This is a little different because this is my demo one. So mine doesn't look like yours. You're going to go find the assignment here. Calendar project part 2. This is the one that's due on Friday. And when you do that, here's the rubric. You can see what I'm being graded on. And right there, part 2, I want to turn it in, just click on it. Turned in calendar part 2. Where's it turned into? Excel calendar project. Now, let's go turn in the other one, part 1. Part 1 should have been turned in first, but Excel calendar project format part 1. Here we go, part 1's turned in. Now if you go to your file locker, look. Format part 1 turned into part 1, part 2 is turned into part 2. Make sure they're turned in the right spot. Dates always tell you too. Good dates can tell you when you had the last copy and what's been updated. And here, see, this is something I saved from when I was doing demos for the visual word log. I want to open that up, download that. And I could go back in and update my word log. So that's how the file locker works, people. You got to learn how to use it. You can't save your work without it. And there you go. I think that should help you on how to do your calendar, how to turn it in, get it done, and I'll get better at making my presentations to you. If you like this, I'll do as many lessons as I can this way. All right, close this. Let's turn off QuickTime.